From the PEP Radio Newsroom, this is the daily news for June 2nd, 2026. These are the stories we are covering at this hour. California's gubernatorial primary ends Tuesday as voters choose from an extensive field of candidates hoping to replace termed out Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom. The end of the voting period, which began in early May, concludes a chaotic contest without a clear frontrunner. Candidates tried to elbow each other out in the final stretch as each sought to convince voters that they were best prepared to lead the most populous state and one of the largest economies in the world. California put all candidates on a single primary ballot, regardless of party, and the top two finishers advanced to the November general election. About 60 candidates were on the ballot, most of them largely unknown to the state's roughly 23 million voters. On the Democratic side, top contenders include Xavier Becerra, a former state attorney general and U.S. health secretary, Tom Steyer, a billionaire climate activist, Katie Porter, a former member of Congress, and Matt Mahan, the mayor of San Jose. The two most prominent Republicans are conservative commentator Steve Hilton and Riverside County Sheriff Chad Bianco. Meanwhile, in New Mexico, candidates for New Mexico governor and other top state and federal offices will compete for their party's nomination in a state primary on Tuesday, today. The election takes place as the war in Iran continues to send gas prices soaring, creating an unanticipated windfall in the nation's number 2 oil-producing state that the new governor will play a key role in managing. Outgoing Democratic Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham is term limited. Running for the Democratic nomination to replace Lujan Grisham are former Congresswoman, and former U.S. Interior Secretary Deb Haaland and Bernalillo County District Attorney Sam Bregman. Haaland was the first Native American cabinet secretary, and if elected, would be the first Native American woman to serve as governor of any state. The candidates in the Republican primary are former Rio Rancho Mayor Greg Hull and medical cannabis entrepreneur and former State Cabinet Secretary Duke Rodriguez and small business owner Doug Turner. At the top of the ballot, Democratic U.S. Senator Ben Ray Lujan seeks a second term. He faces a challenge from business owner and community organizer Matt Dodson. We'll have more election coverage later this evening. But in other news, Senate Republicans will meet Tuesday to discuss next steps after the Justice Department said it would comply with a court order pausing the implementation of a $1.776 billion settlement fund designed to compensate President Donald Trump's political allies. GOP senators who revolted against the settlement before leaving for a Memorial Day recess 2 weeks ago say they want more information from the administration about the future of the fund, which could potentially go to Trump supporters who beat police and attacked the Capitol on January 6, 2021. Meanwhile, President Trump is reconsidering whether to move forward with it at all, according to a person familiar with his thinking. Caught in the middle is legislation that would fund Trump's immigration enforcement agencies for 3 years. Republicans abruptly left town without passing it after Democrats said they would offer amendments to scrap or scale back the judgment fund, forcing Republicans to go on the record for or against it and endangering the money for immigration and customs enforcement and border patrol. And finally, in Pennsylvania news, the Pennsylvania House has passed a bell-to-bell cell phone ban for public schools. The Pennsylvania House of Representatives passed a bell-to-bell cell phone ban for public schools on Monday, continuing a statewide push against the mental health dangers of social media. House Bill 1814 passed the House by a 126-75 vote, with 44 Republicans voting in favor and 20 Democrats voting against it. Pennsylvania Senate passed its own version of a cell phone ban in April with a 46-1 vote. The bill would prohibit public school students from using cell phones during the school day. Students would be required to secure their phones in a way that prevents access until the end of the day, using a pouch or another device designed to prevent use. Exceptions could be made for emergency and medical needs approved by school administrators. The debate over cell phones in schools has centered on whether students can properly learn if they are reliant on screens. That's the news for this hour. PEP Radio is available on the Live 365 app, the PEP Radio page at paequality.com, Roku, Alexa, or wherever you find streaming radio. Up next, we have the Meadville area weather forecast here on PEP Radio.